Well, I guess my most basic memory is just the rumors building up to what was going to happen, and then everybody wondering whether they're going to stay or go. And I live 6 miles from Mexico Beach, inland, so I assumed, like a lot of people, it wasn't going to be as bad as we thought it was going to be, and so I decided to stay. And then my father, like now I guess about Sunday or Monday, he said he would stay since I stayed. So we prepared the area and try to get everything that would blow around. And we actually moved our cars across the street. We live in the country, moved them over to a vacant lot so they wouldn't be around any trees or anything. And I kind of remember that. And then, of course, the day of the storm, the wind started picking up and the rain started coming down. And I really wasn't paying much attention to the last minute weather reports and thinking it wasn't going to be as bad as it was. And I guess right at the end, it blew up to now they call it a category 5, and got inside the house. And of course, the wind was blowing so hard, it was just, hang on basically. And had no idea it was going to be as bad as it was till the trees started going down and the porches started flying off the house, and we were in the house, and kind of felt like an accordion. The house was just doing like this, and I thought the whole house was going to implode. And I remember hearing someone sometime in my life say you need to have windows open. So I remember opening up a window, and it was like a vacuum cleaner. The whole house was equalizing, I guess, with the outside. And the front door was already blown in by then. We were trying to hold it shut during the storm, and couldn't. Just had to keep the wind had to just come in. So.
How did your house hold up when the storm was?
Overall, the main home held up well. It just peeled all the shingles off the roof because they were kind of old anyway, and both porches, like I said, I always tell everybody the front porch went in the backyard and the back porch went in the front yard.
And looking back, kind of on the 1 year anniversary, but how is life different for you today than it was before the storm?
Well, I mean, one of the most obvious things is, especially when you drive around Mexico Beach, there's still hardly no street signs. So you have to think about, what street am I on? When I'm on 5th Street or 37th Street or 15th Street. And then, of course, looking at all the, none of the local restaurants or any of the businesses are there. A few of them have come back, and slowly coming back. But it's still like living in almost a war zone to a certain extent. Okay, well, I had been selling Tupelo honey, which is from Port St. Joe, Gulf County area, actually Weewillhitchka, and I was selling it to the locals farmers market, and people kept asking me about being a beekeeper, and I decided to become a beekeeper that summer of 2018, and I had the bees on our property close to a privacy fence, and then when the wind came, I had actually strapped them down that morning with a rope and hoping that, they would stay there. And of course, the wind came in and blew the privacy fence and knocked the bees over. And I believe the privacy fence saved the bees because it fell on top of the bees, and the wind blew over the top of the honeybees, and they survived. And about 4 days after they survived, I went out there and had to put my bee suit on and put them back together. And then later I realized through a text message from the Florida Beekeepers Association I had to start feeding the honeybees, and so I started feeding them sugar water to keep them alive for 2 or 3 months because all the blooms and blossoms were gone. And after they got living on their own and surviving again, then I had moved them across the property to another place. And then this spring, I think it was Memorial Day, I got some honey off of it, and then I've been selling it, calling Hurricane Michael Survivor honey.
What's it taste like?
It's kind of got a wild, fruity flavor to it, of the land. So, pretty tasty. People have been buying it and loving it.